I'm charting man Dan, trader and mentor with the chart guys. We're going to look at the markets on the charts, and we have the NASDAQ and S&P 500 hitting 52-week highs on the back of a low CPI reading. Earnings kick off at the end of the week in the financial sector. I had a no-flow day today where a couple frustrating day trades didn't pan out. We'll go over those. And we'll check in on swing trades in the Chinese and other sectors that are performing well.
So we've got new 52-week highs, and looking at the S&P 500 futures chart, because again, it's more clear for me. SPY and QQQ got unclear for me to start this week. But we've got just the clear daily uptrend, and we've been holding a daily uptrend for over 2 months in the S&P 500. If you want to keep trading as simple as possible, don't look bearish while we're in a daily uptrend, and when we lose it for the first time in over 2 months, then you can say the market environment is shifting. This is different. The character of the chart is shifting for the first time in over 2 months. So with where we stand right now, the bulls have a decent amount of space to work with. We're over 2% above that level. The only hope for the bears in the short term would be for this to be a rising wedge, but that would require tomorrow being red, and it would also require a lot of hope. And rising wedges in bull markets do not have high probability, but if we have a red day tomorrow, I will pay attention to it. But I'm not going to really act on it. I need to see a loss of the daily uptrend for the bears to prove anything to me. As far as the next levels that we're looking at, S&P 500 is looking back at a zone from back in March. Let's go to the weekly. So back here, we topped out at 447, 452. So there's a resistance zone between 447 and 452, and we are testing that right now. Eventually, there's going to come a time where we see monthly consolidation, and we're going to keep reminding ourselves, and I'm going to remind you, we're just looking for a monthly high or low. Everybody's going to say, remember I already said this for the weekly chart? Next time we see weekly consolidation, the bears are going to say, here we go, this is it, finally, we're rolling over, that's it. And we're going to be looking to buy the weekly high or lows. It was extremely brief, didn't give us a whole lot of time, but we set a quick weekly high or low and saw continuation. We're going to do the same thing on the monthly. We will be looking for a monthly high or low whenever that consolidation begins, and everybody that's got cash on the sideline is going to put it to work during monthly consolidation, and we'll see if that's enough to get us to all-time highs. But no sign of monthly consolidation at this point. NASDAQ new 52-week high as well, looking at QQQ, next resistance zone here, really looking back at the all-time high range. So we were trading around this range here, and you can see previous support, now maybe resistance. We'll see if we reject or not. And the same thing, daily uptrend guide. If you want to go off the QQQ and SPY levels, it's the low of Monday that is the daily high or low on our futures charts. So keep an eye on that level. That's our new benchmark. Every single time we set a high or low, we just move the goalposts and say, all right, this is the level I care about now. I used to care about this more than anything. Not anymore. Now it's up here. Semiconductors, we knew they were tight, and they're breaking bull. SMH has to break 156 to see continuation, but NVDA is hitting all-time highs after hours. We didn't get there in regular trading hours. We'll see what tomorrow brings, but all bulls. Daily higher lows remaining intact. So we bottomed out at 401, higher low at 413, higher low at 416, and here we are testing the all-time high right now. So I'm going to go over a couple of my frustrating trades from today at the end of the video, and one of them was a missed trade on the NASDAQ, and the other one was a stop out on NVDA. But not yet. We'll talk about that soon. XLV, daily bounce, double top with the high of yesterday by 3 pennies. Is this a daily bear flag? Absolutely possible. Again, bigger picture, I care more about the weekly on the healthcare sector than the daily chart, because even if we confirm a daily bear flag, we can still form a weekly high or low compared to 125.53. All I care about is that support and 133.04 resistance. If neither of those levels are breaking, then nothing is changing for me in the healthcare sector. But just like we talked about the dollar, watch this weekly equilibrium. It's going to have a significant impact on the summer. It's going to impact commodities. Same thing for healthcare, except this can continue to trade in this tightening range into August, potentially even through August, but I'm going to go ahead and say I'm expecting a break in August. Financial sector, big follow through, gap up open, a little bit of profit taking second half of the day as we head into earnings, but still an hourly uptrend. And as far as resistance from here, the big level is 36.76. Again, are we going to set a monthly lower high and tighten up, or can bulls break that level and ride this 4-month EMA 12 for a bull flag attempt? I'm open to both things taking place. And we will know by the end of the summer whether or not the financial sector is going to break 36.76 or is likely to stall out and keep tightening up. IWM, great bull follow through, second gap up open in a row. Same deal. Are we going to break 198, which is now 3% away, or are we going to reject from it and keep tightening up? But with the momentum we have now, bulls certainly hoping for that break. Lots of space for a higher low to form. We've got hourly backburners on the table. On our lead bulls, whether it's growth names that we've been keeping an eye on or IWM, we are watching for hourly oversold, looking for a daily higher low next consolidation. And out of our other growth names that we're keeping an eye on, so MARA, what did we talk about recently? I forget if I talked about it in a public video or in a Chart Guys member video, but gaps. So we want to look for things that can position probabilities in our favor, right? We want to be, I view trading as gambling, but we can put the odds in our favor. And so to do that, there are clues. And one of them is previous price history. If I can look back at MARA and say every period of consolidation or every time we gap up on this run, it's not a good idea to look long. So we've had 2 gap ups. And we've consolidated both times. I think I talked about it yesterday. We gap up today, and we close at the low of the day. Again, this game is very difficult. Psychologically, it's very hard. But then you look at something like this and say, oh yeah, I knew to have a bear lean on the gap up open. We were just waiting for the gap up. Riot had the gap up open and held on a bit better. It's a bearish reversal candle on the daily. We'll see if that daily consolidation begins. But MARA is weaker. And if we break the low, we're going to look for consolidation on the daily, and we're going to watch for first hourly oversold conditions here as well. Bitcoin is still range bound and sideways, certainly keeping an eye on that. MARA was a frustrating trade for me today. We'll go over that at the end. AI. So what was taking place today at the open was mini rotation again. So Monday, Tuesday, our big NASDAQ names selling off a bit with the rebalancing narrative. And we're going to keep an eye on Friday. I was saying Thursday. I think it's Friday that we get the rebalancing details. So we had big QQQ names weaker, and these growth names, AI names, crypto names, Chinese names stronger Monday, Tuesday. And then this morning, with the higher opens, we saw profit taking in AI, PLTR, MARA, Riot, all these names that have been real strong. And we saw Microsoft and Apple with solid green moves. And so to me, it was just the inverse of what we just saw. 2 days of a little shift and then, a little mini rotation back again. And so I'm going to be keeping an eye on that relationship. It's only 3 days of observation. It's certainly not a lot, but AI opened right at the high of yesterday and rejected by 6 pennies and pulled back all morning. Bears were just jumping at that short first thing. And we dropped real hard. That was a 6% drop or so from that open. Still an hourly. Nope, we lost the hourly uptrend. Now the bears have to confirm the hourly downtrend. Again, I'm still open to a 2-day lower high and tightening range forming on AI. But the bears have to confirm the hourly downtrend as the first indication that that is shaping up. Looks a bit like a rising wedge. Did we talk about a rising? I forget what I say where, but pretty sure we talked about the possibility of a rising wedge on AI. Maybe not. But if we confirm the hourly downtrend, 2-day lower high will be shaping up. PLTR, also weaker today. Failed to break the high of yesterday. Well, we broke it by 1 penny, so we call that a double top. And pretty much just a daily inside bar, not nearly as weak as AI overall. Still space for an attempt to hold the daily uptrend next consolidation. But if you're a bull in PLTR and AI, you want to see NVDA hit a new all-time high. You want to keep that hype train going. Again, I'm watching for a bubble. I'll let you know if I see signs of a bubble in the AI space. And I think we started talking about that 6 weeks ago. And the answer was, I don't see a bubble. This is not what a bubble looks like on charts. And so we'll keep an eye as if that changes at all. ARKK, nice gap up open. Again, the gap up open into profit taking for the growth names. But hourly time frame is still an uptrend. If we confirm an hourly downtrend, we'll look for daily consolidation. We'll watch the reaction to first hourly oversold conditions if we get there. And again, I'm just going to walk my stop up with my swing trade every time we set a new daily high or low. The next target is 53.86, and that's still about 15% away. And again, this was the cup and handle shaping up pattern that had me interested, and it's playing out nicely. Some other names, let's check in on some of these other big runners. HOOD. Again, some profit taking, but holding on overall. CVNA has been in a short squeeze, but a good bit of profit taking from the high today. So essentially just watching to see, are we going to see profit taking in these growth names leading to daily consolidation? And tomorrow is going to answer that question for us. Chinese names had a real good day. BABA broke weekly resistance and has confirmed the weekly uptrend. No real follow through at this point, but we can cut the bulls some slack just considering we just ran up 5%, 6% straight into resistance. We'll just want to maintain the hourly uptrend, which we still have. And now the next resistance level is 100 psychological, and we're zooming out to try and shape up the monthly inverse head and shoulders that's formed on other names. I'm also open to the possibility that it's just a monthly equilibrium. If we set a lower high compared to 120, 130, we can tighten up within this range a good bit of the rest of the year. And we do have earnings in a few weeks. That's in August. We'll keep an eye on that. But a good sign for the Chinese names today. And one thing to note about how technical analysis, obviously, one of the most difficult things about trading is removing your emotions. I just kicked my wire. Removing your emotions. That's me. Removing your emotions from trying to trade and your trading decisions. And so, one way to do that is having confidence in your technical analysis. When BABA rolled over here and started seeing red, oh geez, we're giving it all back. Big red flag. Meanwhile, I'm looking at that and saying, well, we know we have to confirm a weekly uptrend to have confidence in a monthly high or low. And we know if we're going to confirm a weekly uptrend, we have to see weekly consolidation. So that wasn't enough to deter me. You know, most people will look at that and say, oh, BABA's weak. I have no interest looking long. Meanwhile, I'm saying a weekly high or low is the most likely scenario. Keep an eye out for that being set. And it ended up being that 4-hour falling wedge. And it didn't give bulls much of a chance. You know, it just shot right up. But my point is, I already made it and I'm not going to repeat it. So Yin had a big day today as well. Yin's trying to catch up. Yin just broke to the highest level in weeks. So Yin has to get a bull break of 43.25. This is the leveraged ETF. Have to break 43.25 to confirm the weekly uptrend. Still a good bit of work to do. We know Baidu has been stronger than BABA. Overall, it's testing its multiple month highs. It's trying to confirm the weekly uptrend as well. Little weekly bull flag here. And NIO had a little bit of upside today. Also some profit taking, but a decent close. And XPEV, daily bull flag confirmed. So again, Chinese names keeping that momentum. So seeing that rotation, and it's playing out well. The dollar is dumping. The dollar just hit new 52-week lows as the market is hitting new 52-week highs. Not a coincidence. The weekly equilibrium has broken bare. Where are we looking from here? Next level I'm looking down in the 97s. 4 month, I'm watching EMA 12. That helped me find the S&P 500 bottom. A 4-month higher low is the most likely scenario on the dollar. But there's a ton of space where that can form. And for now, the bears are in complete control with a lot of space for a daily lower high to be the result of the next bounce. The metals are finally waking up. Gold following through with the daily trend change. This needs to be a monthly higher low. This is a cup and handle type of pattern. Just like ARKK on the weekly, we fail resistance, we bull flag, keep an eye on gold. If the dollar stays weak, gold bulls are going to make their move to this triple top. So what does that mean? How do we play that? Well, we put a stop under the low. Because if that low breaks, the probability that that's a bull flag on the monthly will decrease a good bit. We will eventually need to confirm a weekly uptrend. So do you want to be aggressive and enter on hourly consolidation? Do you want to be more patient and enter on daily consolidation? Do you want to be more patient and wait for a weekly trend change to shape up? Depends on you as an individual. But this is the first spark for the metals bulls that we've seen in months. Silver. Big day. We know silver's been leading. We know silver was just waiting for gold. Come on, get your act together. We're ready to go here. And finally it did. 24.53 is key resistance from here. We're already quickly almost 10% off the lows. Monthly time frame is not the same as gold's setup. But watch XAU USD divided by XAG USD. XAU USD divided by XAG USD. What does this tell us? This tells us whether you should be long gold or silver. Which one is better? If you want to just diversify and have a little of both, that's the easy way. But if I want to know where to be looking, we've got a high, low, lower high, higher low. This is an equilibrium. It's going to break. Let's go, I want a little bit more detail here. Maybe the 3-week time frame. I don't think I've ever used a 3-week chart in my life. But watching to see if this is a 3-week lower high being set, and if it is, the key level will be 77.41. What does this chart mean? This chart means if this equilibrium breaks bear, silver is the better place to be than gold. If it breaks bull, gold is the better place to be than silver. Generally speaking, when the metals market is strong, silver outperforms. When it's weak, it underperforms. It's basically just a leveraged version of gold. And so if you look back at historical bull markets in the metals, you will see that silver is most often leading. So if I'm a metals bull, I want to see this chart break bearish. I want silver to lead the way up because that shows me investors and traders wanting to have a little bit more risk and reward in their positions and being more comfortable going in silver. But we'll be checking in on this periodically over the next month. And the miners, daily uptrend confirmed. Big day today. Gap and go. And trying for the monthly higher low. Pretty much have to see gold hit an all-time high because if we don't see gold hit an all-time high, the miners are going to be a 2-week head and shoulders, and silver is going to be maybe even a 2-week rising wedge. Gotta see all-time highs because all-time highs are sexy and they get everybody's attention. And CNBC will be talking about it nonstop. So we'll see if we get there. Oil bull break of the weekly resistance, 75.70. Just like that, oil is hitting the highest level that we've seen in 3 months. All of May, all of June, 2 months. XLE. So I've been talking about recently how I've been a bit torn because I'm looking for a 4-month higher low on oil. And look at that EMA 12, just like SPY. Right off it. But XLE also hasn't seen 4-month consolidation in over a year when so many other sectors have. But this is a point in favor of an oil 4-month higher low shaping up. And what we would need to see here, from here, is a weekly, actually we already have the weekly, higher low, higher high. Let's go to the monthly bounce is underway. We are in a monthly downtrend. That has to change. Lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, or a double bottom. Anything under 82.24 is just a lower high. So that's now the most important resistance. We'll see if a 4-month higher low shapes up on oil. All right, so I have been shifting my focus over the last year and a half from day trading towards swing trading. And it's a difficult thing for me to do because a lot of psychology is involved where I have to be comfortable with open positions overnight. And I have to focus on different time frames. And it's going well this year. And, I can even see in my results, well, my day trading is not as good as it used to be. And my swing trading is much better than it used to be. And so there's that focus shift. And the day trading today that had me frustrated was missing the hourly higher low on the NASDAQ. Generally, I look at news days as a little asterisk to be extra cautious, and a news day being FOMC, CPI. And so when QQQ started this consolidation, we knew to be looking for an hourly higher low because on QQQ, anything above 365.72 was an hourly higher low. And I missed a confluence of signals. And what I missed was first 5-minute oversold conditions. I wasn't even looking at the RSI. And I'm thinking back, how did I not notice that? I look at the RSI on every chart I ever look at. I don't know, but I missed it. So we had a 5-minute stair step. If you don't know what that is, Google TheChartGuys stair step, because as soon as that broke bull, that marked the hourly higher low, and we saw bullish action for hours. So it was a stair step. It was first 5-minute oversold as a back burner, and it was hourly EMA 12. I mean, that's our bread and butter. That's what we want on any 5-minute oversold, hourly higher low, EMA 12. Just like for hourly oversold, we want daily higher low, daily EMA 12 if we have high conviction. And so there was 3 signals saying, look long. And I didn't. So didn't lose anything, but money left on the table, missing that hourly higher low. Stopped out of an NVDA trade. This one, nothing wrong with this. I would do this the same way. There was a 1-minute falling wedge. I was playing for a 15-minute higher low. So as I've often talked about, you don't have to trade the initial start to the morning. Oftentimes the 15-minute time frame gives you a trade later in the morning. And so I was looking for a 15-minute higher low, and I was watching this falling wedge on the 1-minute time frame, knowing that if this broke bull, the 15-minute higher low would be shaping up. And so I started watching it right here, and as soon as we broke 435 with no follow through, I market bought. I don't have my orders up. Where did I get filled? I got filled fairly close to the low. Maybe the low might have been right around 435. How did I get that good a fill? Because I literally just wanted to see if we break 435 and then we start to see orders hit the ask. I'm just watching the bid and the ask. And if we start to see orders hit the bid and the ask and go right back to 435, that shows me a bear break with no follow through. And that shows me, yeah, it's a falling wedge. You're looking at the right pattern. So I make my entry, I exit half fairly quickly, and at that point my break even was low 434s. So I can stick my stop under the low, risk free. We then got some bounce, and I recognized, well, there is space for a 15-minute lower high here, and we didn't hit EMA 12. I'm always most comfortable when that's a factor in the trade as well. And so I ended up just stopping out with a tiny win. But I liked the risk and reward where if this is a 15-minute higher low being set and the broader market bulls keep control all day on the CPI reaction, NVDA is going to all-time highs. So the risk and the reward was right. My risk was 0, and my reward was potentially new all-time highs. But we then got the hourly consolidation in the NASDAQ, which broke support and stopped me out. So nothing wrong with that trade. And then a frustration trade for me was no one to be looking bearish on MARA. Traded it bearish a couple times today, but was looking to get this 15-minute lower high, and I had an unexpected dentist today. Called yesterday to schedule, and they say, well, it's going to be over a month unless you can come tomorrow. Wednesday is not usually my appointment day, but that was hanging over my head. I got to leave to go to and I was late. I got to leave to go to the dentist at, 1 whatever. And so that then had me saying, I know I'm scouting a 15-minute lower high. We've got the 2-minute rising wedge to shape up that 15-minute lower high because we had a double top at 1735. And if you break a double top by 1 penny straight into consolidation, red flag is a bull. And so that ended up being a little 2-minute rising wedge that marked the 15-minute lower high. And in the end, I was at the computer as that happened, and I had to watch it. But I knew I was leaving in 10 minutes or whatever. And so it was a bit frustrating because we then rolled over into the end of the day. And then, of course, I was at the dentist when I missed the triple top rejection reload opportunity. But the teeth are good. Got accolades about my brushing capabilities. So I'm going to be watching for potential daily consolidation in crypto stocks, depending on what Bitcoin is shaping up as tomorrow. And other than that, we're just watching hourly uptrends as our guide, and we're going to be watching for hourly backburners on names where daily higher lows are the most likely scenario next time we consolidate. When we lose the daily uptrend in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ futures next, it'll stand out to us. It'll be the first time in 2+ months. But until that happens, I'm not changing anything. I'm looking for laggard bulls, looking long. And I do still have my swing shorts on Apple and Microsoft. I trimmed them down yesterday when the bear breaks got no follow through and improved my cost basis a little bit and decreased my risk a little bit. And at this point, it's the daily lower highs that are my guide. And so Apple set or potentially is setting another lower high compared to 192.67. Microsoft is a bit stronger than Apple, but there was a resistance zone here that we rejected from. So are these names going to start some daily consolidation again tomorrow? I'm watching for it to potentially keep me in these trades. At this point, these position sizes are very small, so it's not something I have to stay on top of. But daily consolidation would keep me in these trades. And otherwise, looking bullish. Again, my positioning was bearish Microsoft, Apple, bullish Chinese names, bullish ARKK, some growth. MNMD saw some follow through today, psychedelic name. Definitely getting due for daily consolidation. So again, it's not going to surprise us when names that look like this see daily consolidation next. I'm talking too much. Do good things.